the chosen one. Someone from your past, a phantom you thought you'd banished, is about to have a front row seat to your triumph, all while their own world crumbles into utter chaos. Unbeknownst to you, they've been silently stewing, obsessively charting your course. You, meanwhile, were building something far beyond their reach, something they could never replicate. Get ready, because what's coming for you is so monumental, so undeniably yours, that their bitter rage will be the validation you've subconsciously craved. It's confirmation that you're precisely where you're destined to be. Years ago, there was someone, confident, a soul you trusted implicitly. Celebrations echoed with shared laughter. Tears flowed freely in moments of vulnerability, and dreams of the future were sketched together on the canvas of possibility. Then, almost imperceptibly, the tide turned. Excuses became their shield, plans evaporated into thin air, and ultimately, they vanished, leaving you ghosted and adrift. You shouldered the blame, replaying every interaction, dissecting every conversation, desperate to pinpoint your misstep. But the truth is that friendship didn't fracture because of something you did wrong. It ended because you did something incredibly right. You started to succeed. You started to radiate your own light. You began to tap into gifts they didn't even realize they were competing against. And every victory of yours felt like a profound personal defeat for them. Each door that swung open for you slammed shut on their own perceived potential. Every upward climb you made felt like a deeper descent for them. So they retreated, not from a lack of caring, but from an overwhelming desire to surpass you. But they didn't truly leave. They went underground, a shadowy observer, fixated on your every move, meticulously documenting your trajectory. Every venture you launched, every course correction you made, every business you birthed became a pawn in their secret game against you. A competition where you were blissfully unaware of the starting gun. Think about it. You're out here, guided by your purpose, building your empire, living your truth, while someone lurks in the shadows, measuring their entire existence against the yardstick of yours. This person has undergone a transformation, a rebranding of sorts, presenting themselves as a guru, a spiritual guide, a wellness whisperer. Social media is awash with platitudes about peace and alignment, peppered with spiritual buzzwords and carefully curated quotes, projecting an image of thriving. But beneath that meticulously crafted facade lies an obsession with you. They maintain a network of fake accounts, meticulously tracking your every online move, scrutinizing your posts, analyzing your followers, deciphering your engagement patterns, all to either mimic your strategy or actively undermine your progress. Remember those moments when your engagement mysteriously plummeted? Or when golden opportunities inexplicably dissolved? Or when the energy around you shifted without apparent cause? That wasn't mere coincidence. That was calculated warfare. Someone, shrouded in anonymity, was reporting your content, whispering rumors, doing everything in their power to dim your light. Your intuition sensed it, even when your conscious mind couldn't pinpoint the source. You felt the subtle sting of the attack, even when you couldn't see the attacker. That's because you're shielded, spiritually protected. Your spiritual guardians have been sending you warning signals, even when your rational mind struggled to decipher them. Their projects fizzle and fail. Their ventures crumble. Their businesses collapse. They attribute it to bad luck, poor timing, external circumstances. But the root cause lies deeper, the foundation itself. You cannot erect an empire on a bedrock of envy. You cannot cultivate lasting success when your primary motivation is to outshine someone else, instead of evolving into the fullest expression of yourself. The universe simply doesn't resonate with that frequency. Spirit rejects that energy. That's precisely why everything they touch turns to dust, while everything you touch transforms into gold. Let me illustrate this further. Imagine you've honed a skill over years of unwavering dedication. You're known for the intricate detail and undeniable uniqueness of your work. This person witnesses your success and, instead of nurturing their own distinct gifts, attempts to replicate your creation, but without your foundational knowledge, your vision, or your authenticity. The result? A pale imitation, a cheap knockoff that ultimately flops. Or perhaps you've built a thriving enterprise through sacrifice and unwavering consistency. Suddenly, They launch a competing venture, not fueled by a genuine passion for the industry, but by a burning desire to prove they can do what you do, only better. Except they can't. Motivation is paramount. Building from ego instead of purpose is a recipe for disaster. Creating from a place of comparison instead of divine calling is a fatal flaw. The universe sees through that charade instantly. The business falters. The project crashes. The dream dies. Then they pivot to the next shiny object, and invariably that object is inspired by you. You venture into a new arena, and suddenly, they're pivoting right alongside you. You start creating content, and suddenly they're launching their own channel. You move into a new market, and suddenly they're scrambling to enter the same space. It's like watching someone participate in a race while constantly glancing backward, obsessing over your position, instead of focusing on the road ahead, and then wondering why they keep veering off course and crashing. This person has never truly known struggle. They've never grappled with financial insecurity. They've never tasted the bitter anxieties of survival. Because every time a project falters, every time interest wanes, every time funding dries up, they retreat to the safety net of their parents, their trust fund, or a benefactor who consistently bails them out. They're playing entrepreneur without shouldering the real risks, cosplaying a struggling creative without ever truly struggling. That comfort has bred weakness, disconnecting them from the grit and resilience required to build something truly meaningful. Meanwhile, you've been fighting tooth and nail for every inch, working tirelessly for every opportunity, sacrificing comforts they can't even fathom, pushing through obstacles that would have broken most people. You've been getting back up every single time you've been knocked down, discovering reservoirs of strength you didn't even know existed, simply to survive battles they'll never comprehend. That struggle has forged you. It's made you unshakable. It's built a foundation that can neither be replicated nor faked. You understand a fundamental truth that they refuse to grasp. Success isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being better than the person you were yesterday. Every day, you awaken with a singular focus. Your own growth, your own healing, your own evolution. You're not fixated on what others are doing, using it as a measuring stick for your own worth. You're not stalking profiles, comparing your progress to theirs. You're not obsessing over someone else's journey because you're too deeply invested in your own. This internal focus generates unstoppable external momentum. When you cease wasting energy on comparison, that energy is redirected into creation. When you stop obsessively consuming other people's content, space opens up for you to create your own. When you abandon external benchmarks, you align with your own internal truth. That alignment unlocks doors that competition could never access. The universe favors those who are committed to their own path, not those who are fixated on blocking someone else's. They've never learned this lesson. They wake up consumed by thoughts of you, endlessly scrolling, searching, creating with you in mind. Everything they do is a reaction to your actions. That reactive energy is exhausting, depleting, and ultimately self-sabotaging. When you're perpetually responding to someone else's moves, you never develop your own strategy. When you're constantly copying someone else's ideas, you never birth your own vision. When you're forever trying to outdo someone else's success, you never define what success truly means to you. If these words resonate with you, share this message to help more chosen ones awaken to this reality. Your new beginning will demonstrate what happens when you move from a place of authentic purpose, instead of toxic comparison. The opportunities heading your way won't make sense to someone who's trying to reverse engineer them. They won't be explainable through conventional networking or marketing tactics. They'll be the result of divine orchestration meeting consistent preparation, a testament to what happens when internal work finally manifests as external reality. They won't comprehend how you access these opportunities because they don't understand the spiritual mechanics that made them possible. Your new beginning comes with a sense of peace they've never experienced. Some people attain opportunities but are consumed by anxiety over maintaining them. Some achieve success but are plagued by paranoia about losing it. Some are elevated but are perpetually fearful of falling. That's not your experience. Your new beginning will feel like coming home, like finally stepping into what you've always been destined for. It's a feeling of relief instead of pressure, expansion instead of constriction. That peace will radiate from you, visible to all. People will comment on how different you seem, how luminous you appear, how joy emanates from you. This person sees that, and it drives them to the brink. They've convinced themselves that genuine success necessitates constant hustle, relentless stress, and the sacrifice of inner peace. They've bought into the grind culture lie that equates burnout with hard work. They've accepted that anxiety is an inherent component of ambition. But your peaceful success shatters that belief system. Your joyful elevation proves that they've been suffering unnecessarily. They're making a critical error in how they view your past, clinging to a mental image of you from a bygone era, a time when you were still in the process of figuring things out. They've frozen you in that outdated image, failing to update their perception as you've grown. When your new beginning reveals who you've truly become, the chasm between their outdated perception and your current reality will shock them to their core. This is a common pitfall. Judging others based on history instead of trajectory, seeing where someone started and assuming that's where they'll remain, witnessing their struggles and concluding that they're incapable of anything more, observing their mistakes and deciding that those mistakes define them permanently. But growth doesn't operate that way. Evolution doesn't respect past limitations. Transformation disregards previous versions of yourself. They're about to receive a harsh lesson in the profound difference between who you were and who you've become. Your new beginning reveals capacities you didn't advertise while developing them, skills honed in private, wisdom accumulated in silence, character forged without witnesses. All of this internal development has remained invisible to those who only observe your external life. They saw your social media presence but not your prayer life. They saw your posts but not your process. They saw your highlights but not your healing journey. Now, all that hidden preparation is about to bear visible fruit. People will be surprised by your new beginning, not because you weren't capable before, but because they weren't paying attention to your evolution. They were too preoccupied with judging your current position to notice your consistent progress. They were too focused on where you were to see where you were going. They were too invested in their perception of your limitations to recognize your expansion. Now, you're about to step into a space that makes them question everything they thought they knew about you. Your new beginning also demonstrates something they've been running from their entire lives. That genuine transformation requires honest self-reflection, that true growth demands accountability, and that authentic evolution means integrating all aspects of yourself instead of concealing them. While they've been performing spirituality for their social media followers, you've been practicing it in private. While they've been talking about healing, you've been doing the actual work. While they've been pretending to be evolved, you've been genuinely evolving. This is why their rage will be so intense. Your very existence proves that all their performance was unnecessary. Your success demonstrates that authenticity was the answer all along. Your peace reveals that all their stress was self-imposed. Your joy demonstrates that all their suffering was optional. You are living proof that they chose the difficult path when an easier path was available. They simply lacked the courage to take it. Let me tell you about the specific type of opportunities that are coming with your new beginning. These aren't opportunities you have to convince people you deserve, not positions you have to prove you're qualified for, not doors you have to force open through manipulation or performance. These are invitations, clear, direct, undeniable invitations from people who recognize your value immediately, who see your gifts without excessive demonstration, who understand your worth without repeated justification. This is what happens when you are divinely positioned. The right people recognize you instantly. The right opportunities find you effortlessly. The right doors open automatically. No striving, no begging, no desperation. Just alignment meeting readiness. Just favor meeting faithfulness. Just destiny meeting preparation. This ease will infuriate them because they're accustomed to fighting for scraps, forcing outcomes, and relying on manipulation as a strategy. But your effortless elevation proves there's a better way, a higher way, a way that doesn't require sacrificing integrity or peace. Your new beginning also attracts people who possess the actual power to help you, not those who merely pretend to have influence, real connectors, genuine mentors, authentic supporters, people who have already walked the path you're walking and can guide you through it. People who have resources they're willing to share. People who have platforms they're willing to extend to you. These connections happen organically through divine appointment, not desperate networking, through spiritual alignment, not strategic manipulation. Meanwhile, this person remains surrounded by people just like them. Pretenders, performers, individuals who talk big but deliver small. Those who promise much but follow through little. People who are all image and no substance. That circle keeps them trapped in superficiality, stuck in performance, limited to what human effort alone can achieve. They don't have access to the supernatural assistance you have because they haven't cultivated the spiritual connections you have, haven't done the inner work that attracts outer help, haven't developed the character that heaven backs. The contrast between your circle and theirs will become increasingly obvious as your new beginning unfolds. Your people will show up when it matters most. Your connections will be there during challenges. Your community will celebrate your wins without a hint of jealousy. Meanwhile, their people will disappear the moment things get difficult. Their connections will prove hollow when tested. Their community will turn on them the second their mask slips. This is what happens when you build relationships on authenticity versus performance, when you attract people through substance versus image, when you connect through genuine care versus strategic networking. You're going to help other people rise with you. Your elevation isn't solitary. You're bringing people along, creating opportunities for others, opening doors for those who are following behind you. This generosity amplifies your impact exponentially. When you lift others, they lift others, and suddenly you're at the center of a movement instead of merely experiencing personal success. They can't comprehend this thinking, seeing every other person as competition, every other success as a threat, every other opportunity as something that should have been theirs, operating from such deep scarcity that they can't imagine abundance for everyone, can't conceive of success as something that expands rather than depletes, can't understand that the more you give, the more you receive. So, when they watch you elevate others and receive even more blessings as a result, their mind short-circuits trying to make sense of it. Your new beginning gets amplified by community in ways that isolated success never could be. You're discovering that rising together is more powerful than rising alone, that collaboration creates more than competition ever will, that an abundance mindset generates more opportunities than scarcity thinking ever could. This realization transforms not just your life but the lives of everyone connected to you. Your success has ripple effects, touching people you've never even met. Watch what happens as you begin lifting others. Your platform expands. Your influence grows. Your impact deepens because the universe rewards generosity, because spirit backs selflessness, because heaven multiplies whatever you give away freely. This is a principle they will never learn because they're too busy hoarding, too busy protecting, too busy guarding what little they have out of fear. It will disappear. Meanwhile, you're giving freely and watching abundance flow back to you in ways that defy logic. Your new beginning also teaches everyone watching that there's enough success for everyone willing to do the work, that one person's elevation doesn't necessitate another person's limitation, that we can all win without anyone having to lose. This message threatens their entire worldview, shatters their belief system, destroys the narrative they've built their identity upon. Because if everyone can succeed through authenticity and hard work, then what excuse do they have for their failures? If abundance is available to anyone aligned with their purpose, then why have they been struggling so hard? The answer is uncomfortable. They've been fighting against themselves this entire time. Something crucial about the timing of your new beginning. It's not random, not arbitrary, not just happening because enough time has passed. The timing is precise, strategic, divinely orchestrated. You're breaking through now because now is when you're truly ready. Not just ready in terms of skills or experience, but ready in terms of character, ready in terms of maturity, ready in terms of spiritual development, ready to handle what's coming without it destroying you. This is why some opportunities don't arrive when we desire them. Receiving them before we're ready would actually harm us, would overwhelm us, would expose us to attacks we're not equipped to handle, would elevate us beyond our current capacity to maintain it. But you've been in preparation, in development, in the process of becoming someone who can carry the weight of blessing without breaking under it. Now you're ready. Now you're prepared. Now you're positioned. They don't grasp this principle of divine timing, thinking opportunities should come based on human effort, manipulation, or connections, failing to comprehend that heaven operates on a different calendar, that spiritual promotion happens according to spiritual readiness, that divine doors open when character meets calling. So, They force things before their time and wonder why everything collapses, trying to access levels they're not prepared for and confused about why they can't sustain them. But you've been patient, faithful during the waiting, developing during the delay, growing during what appeared to be stagnation. That patience is about to pay off in ways that justify every moment spent in preparation, every season spent in obscurity, every day spent wondering if your time would ever come. It's all been building to this. The reward will be worth the wait. Now, let me put you onto something real, Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation, and attacks while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose. And the beauty of it? You don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app. It's declassified consciousness technology. The same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition, and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play, and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine 4/$1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. Think about everything that had to align for this moment. Every person you had to meet, every lesson you had to learn, every wound you had to heal, every skill you had to develop, every test you had to pass, every temptation you had to resist, every doubt you had to overcome. All of it was necessary. All of it was purposeful. All of it was preparing you for where you are right now. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Nothing was meaningless. Your entire journey has been orchestrated to bring you to this exact moment. Meanwhile, this person has been trying to skip steps, bypass the process, get results without doing the work, access levels without developing the character required to sustain them. That's why they keep falling. That's why they keep failing. That's why they keep crashing. You can't cheat divine timing. You can't manipulate spiritual laws. You can't force what hasn't been earned through genuine transformation. Your new beginning is also proof that heaven sees everything. Every tear you cried in private, every prayer you whispered in desperation, every moment you chose integrity over compromise, every time you forgave when you wanted revenge, every sacrifice you made that no one witnessed, every act of kindness you showed without recognition, every boundary you held when pressured to drop it. Heaven kept records of all of it, and now your reward is coming publicly for what you did privately. Your new beginning also requires boundaries they don't possess. Protecting your energy more intentionally, guarding your peace more fiercely, being more selective about who has access to you because elevation attracts attention, success invites scrutiny, visibility creates vulnerability. You need to be prepared for people who will try to attach themselves to you now that you're rising, people who ignored you during your struggle but want to know you during your success. This is where discernment becomes crucial. Not everyone celebrating you actually supports you. Not everyone wanting access has pure intentions. Not everyone seeming excited about your success genuinely wants you to thrive. Some people are gathering intelligence. Some are looking for opportunities to exploit. Some are positioning themselves to benefit from your elevation without contributing to your journey. You need to recognize the difference between authentic supporters and strategic parasites. This person will try disguising themselves as a supporter. They might publicly congratulate you, might seem genuinely happy for you, might even reach out as if wanting to reconnect and celebrate with you. But their intentions are never pure. They're gathering information, looking for weaknesses, searching for ways to undermine what you're building. Your spiritual discernment needs to be sharp enough to see through the performance. This is why your inner circle matters more than ever during your new beginning. You need people around you who knew you before your elevation, who supported you during your struggle, who believed in you when no one else did, who celebrate you without jealousy, who correct you with love, who protect you fiercely, who pray for you genuinely. These are the people who deserve access to the new you. These are the relationships worth maintaining and deepening. Your new beginning will test relationships in ways you didn't expect. Some people you thought would be there are going to disappear. Some people you never expected support from are going to show up powerfully. Some relationships are going to deepen. Others are going to dissolve. You have to be okay with that. You have to trust that whoever is meant to be in your life for this next chapter will be there. Whoever needs to exit is doing you a favor by leaving. This pruning process is necessary. You can't take everyone with you to your next level. Some people are assigned to seasons, not lifetimes. Some relationships were meant to teach you lessons, not last forever. Some connections were beautiful for a moment but not sustainable long-term. And that's okay. Release with gratitude what served its purpose. Make space for what's aligned with where you're going. Trust that the right people will stay and the wrong ones will remove themselves. Your boundaries will also protect you from energy vampires who want to drain your light, from jealous people who want to dim your shine, from negative people who want to contaminate your peace, from toxic people who want to disrupt your progress. You've worked too hard to get here. You've sacrificed too much to arrive at this moment. You've overcome too many obstacles to let anyone sabotage your new beginning. So guard it fiercely. Protect it intentionally. Value it enough to keep it sacred. There is a massive opportunity heading your way, the kind that changes everything, the kind that shifts your entire trajectory, the kind that elevates you to levels you've dreamed about but maybe doubted would actually manifest. This might involve relocation, might require leaving everything familiar behind, might be a complete career transformation, might be a platform that puts you in front of audiences you've never accessed. Whatever form it takes, this opportunity requires courage, demands faith, pushes you past every comfort zone you've ever known. Your mind will generate reasons why you're not ready. Your fears will scream about everything that could go wrong. Your doubts will try convincing you to play it safe. But when this opportunity arrives, you need to say yes anyway. Take the leap anyway. Trust the process anyway because this is your moment. This is your time. This is what you've been preparing for through every trial you've overcome. The universe has been setting this up while you've been doing your inner work. Spirit has been coordinating this blessing while you've been healing and evolving. Your ancestors have been moving pieces into place while you've been staying faithful. Now it's all coming together. But before, as your new chapter unfolds in its full glory, brace yourself. There's likely to be one last, desperate act from a familiar source. Expect an attempt to breach the boundaries you've established, perhaps cloaked in disguise. It might be a reach out from a fabricated profile, a subtle nudge through a mutual acquaintance, or even an elaborate scheme meticulously crafted to appear genuine. The aim? To snatch your attention, disrupt your focus, and divert you from the blessings that are rightfully yours, precisely when unwavering concentration is paramount. Picture this. A scam email landing in your inbox, flaunting an offer that seems too enticing to be true, or a message masquerading as an opportunity, but beneath the surface, it's a carefully laid trap, a calculated attempt at emotional manipulation. Perhaps it's a sudden resurgence of someone from your past, feigning a desire to reconnect, preying on the inherent kindness within you, banking on your forgiving spirit. They're hoping you'll grant them just enough proximity to inflict damage once more. They might offer apologies for past hurts, masquerading as someone transformed, healed, and remorseful. They might even sprinkle in spiritual jargon, attempting to portray reconciliation as a divinely orchestrated event. But remember, it's all a carefully constructed illusion, a strategic maneuver designed to sabotage the incredible future that awaits you. When that message arrives, and it likely will, place your trust in your inner compass, your discernment. Resist the urge to second-guess yourself, to talk yourself out of the warnings your intuition is screaming. Don't allow guilt or curiosity to entice you into engaging with energy that inherently seeks to harm you. Simply delete it, block it, erase it from your sphere of existence immediately. Resist the urge to respond, to investigate, to dissect their ulterior motives. Just eliminate the threat and continue your forward trajectory. Know this, your spiritual guardians have been preparing you for this precise moment. Your angels have been honing your discernment, enabling you to recognize warfare cleverly disguised as opportunity. When you choose to disengage, when you refuse to take the bait, when you steadfastly focus on your blessings instead of being drawn into drama, you emerge victorious. You pass the test, proving unequivocally that you are ready to ascend to the next level of your journey. Here's what unfolds after you reject their attempts at sabotage. They unravel completely. The carefully constructed mask slips. The facade crumbles. All the superficial pretense shatters into a million pieces, revealing their true nature for all to witness. Perhaps it's a public meltdown, a dramatic display of their inner turmoil. Maybe their shady dealings are exposed, brought to light for everyone to see. Or perhaps secrets from their past surface, casting a shadow over their present. Their fake accounts might be uncovered, their obsession with you becoming glaringly obvious to those who once trusted them implicitly. However it manifests, their downfall is inevitable. There's going to be a spectacular, undeniable unraveling. This isn't about seeking revenge. It's not about reveling in their misfortune. It's about divine justice, the universe restoring balance. It's karma simply doing what karma does, the energy they've projected into the world returning to them tenfold. Every trap they meticulously set for you will ensnare them instead. Every lie they uttered will expose their inherent dishonesty. Every door they attempted to slam shut in your face will slam shut in theirs. Every opportunity they attempted to steal will become unattainable to them. Everything they tried to inflict upon you will befall them instead. Remember, this isn't something you are actively causing. The spiritual law playing out with unwavering precision. Meanwhile, while they're crashing and burning, you'll be thriving like never before. That opportunity you embraced will surpass all expectations. That door you confidently walked through will lead you to chambers you never even knew existed. That leap of faith you took will land you in a position more blessed than you ever dared to imagine. Your new beginning will blossom into everything you hoped for and infinitely more than you dared to dream. Doors will swing open at every turn. Opportunities will multiply faster than you can keep track of them. Resources will materialize seemingly out of thin air. The right people will appear at precisely the right moment. Connections that once seemed impossible will materialize into reality. Blessings you had almost stopped praying for will manifest all at once. You will step into spaces you once felt uncertain about, only to realize that you were destined to be there all along. You'll engage in conversations with people you've admired from afar and discover that you are their equal. You'll receive offers you thought were reserved for others and understand that you've always been worthy. You'll achieve goals you set years ago and almost forgot about, and you'll recognize that the universe never forgot. You will blossom into the person you always knew you could be, but weren't sure you'd ever have the chance to become. And the most beautiful part of it all? You'll do it all with joy, with peace, with lightness, because you're no longer burdened by the weight of their jealousy. You're no longer holding yourself back to make others comfortable. You're no longer dimming your light to avoid triggering their insecurities. You're free, fully free, completely free, free to shine without apology, free to succeed without guilt, free to celebrate without worrying about who's watching, free to be everything you were created to be. Observe what happens as you settle into this new beginning. Your confidence will soar. Your vision will expand. Your impact will deepen because you're finally in alignment with your authentic calling, finally walking in your true purpose, finally operating within your unique gifting. And that alignment will create an unstoppable momentum. Every step forward will unveil new doors. Every door opened will lead to new opportunities. Every opportunity embraced will create new connections. It's an upward spiral, constantly building upon itself. This is what they will never understand. This is what they will never have access to, because they are trapped in a downward spiral of their own making. Every lie they tell digs them deeper. Every manipulation they attempt pushes them further from truth. Every scheme they concoct distances them from genuine success. They are creating their own personal hell while watching you experience heaven, and their rage changes nothing except making their situation even worse. Your success will inspire those watching your journey. Your breakthrough will give hope to those fighting their own battles. Your testimony will encourage those on the verge of giving up. Your elevation will prove that good things do happen to good people, that faith can move mountains, that persistence pays off, that the chosen ones ultimately prevail. But your impact goes far beyond mere inspiration. You're creating a blueprint for others to follow, demonstrating that authentic success is possible, proving that you can win without compromising your integrity, showing that you can elevate without stepping on others, modeling what it looks like to rise with grace, teaching that abundance is available to everyone willing to do the inner work. Your new beginning isn't just about you. It's about everyone who needs to witness that their dreams are possible, too. This is the part that will haunt them forever. Watching you build a legacy while they build nothing lasting. Seeing you make a real impact while they create empty noise. Witnessing you change lives while they chase fleeting validation. Your success has meaning, has purpose, has substance. There's never will because it's built on the wrong foundation, built on comparison instead of calling, built on jealousy instead of joy, built on hatred instead of healing. So, chosen one, here's what you need to remember. Their rage is not your problem. Their jealousy is not your concern. Their obsession is not your responsibility. Their crash is not your fault. Their downfall is not your doing. You didn't cause their destruction by succeeding. You didn't create their misery by thriving. You didn't generate their rage by shining. You simply lived your life, walked your path, fulfilled your purpose, and that was threatening to someone who never found their own. Their rage is actually confirmation that you're on the right track. Their anger proves that you're doing exactly what you should be doing. Their jealousy evidences your light shining exactly as brightly as it should. Because people secure in themselves don't hate on others. People fulfilled in their own lives don't obsess over someone else's. People walking their own path don't need to compare themselves to anyone else's journey. When you hear about their meltdown, when you see their facade crack, when you witness their downfall, don't waste your energy feeling bad. Don't spend your time feeling guilty. Don't use your power trying to save someone who spent years trying to destroy you. Just bless them from a distance and keep moving forward. But don't get personally involved. Don't let their chaos pull you off your path. Don't allow their drama to distract you from your destiny. Your new beginning is here. Your breakthrough is now. Your elevation is guaranteed. Nothing and no one can stop what the universe has already set in motion for you. Not jealousy, not sabotage, not obsession, not competition, not hatred, not rage. None of it matters. None of it has any power over you. None of it can touch what rightfully belongs to you. They underestimated you. They thought you'd break. They thought you'd quit. They thought you'd stay small. They thought you'd dim your light. They thought you'd give up. They were wrong. Dead wrong. Now they watch you rise to heights they will never reach. Now they witness you succeed at levels they'll never achieve. Now they see you become everything they wish they could be but never will, because they chose competition over creation, jealousy over joy, hatred over healing. That's on them. That's their lesson. That's their journey. Your journey is forward. Your path is upward. Your destiny is greater than anything you can imagine right now. So stop looking back. Stop worrying about who's mad. Stop caring about who's watching. Stop wondering if you deserve this. You do. You absolutely do. It's time to receive everything that's been waiting for you. Someone from your past is about to watch you receive everything while spiraling into complete chaos. You didn't even know there was a competition happening, while this person spent years obsessing over your every move. You were building something they can never touch, something they can never copy, something that's exploding in ways that change everything. This is divine justice. Their rage is the confirmation you needed that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Your new beginning starts now. Their rage is just the sound of doors slamming shut behind you, doors you no longer need to walk through. Keep going, chosen one. Keep rising. Keep shining. Keep winning because the best is yet to come, and you're finally ready to receive it.